Alrighty, folks, and welcome back to the Crypto Report, where we are giving you guys news updates every single day. Regular videos, live streams, you name it. We're bringing it all to the table for you guys. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, guys, but the content will keep coming no matter what. So when you subscribe, it's free to do. You get notifications if you turn on a notification bell as well that these live streams are happening, but I'll make it easy on you. I go live generally at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every single weekday, with the exception of some days where, hey, work pops up, but we're pretty darn consistent over here on that 11 a.m. for you guys. And so if you're looking for crypto news and you're sick of scrolling through X or looking on Google for these, well, I've done that work. It's always good to dig on your own, but I've done a lot of that work and I'm bringing it to the table for you guys today, showing you what I found in the crypto market. And we'll do that day in, day out, whether it's a particular coin or just a general market update. And that's what these live streams are about. We're going to get into some of the top gainers, top losers on the day, some of the biggest news stories. And yes, Blackrock insiders are buying this crypto. What crypto are they buying right now? Well, I will get to that at some point in this video. But it is no secret that BlackRock is very much interested in the crypto asset class as a whole. You might be curious what they're buying. Well, we'll talk about it in this one as we're seeing a lot of coins pump. Taking a peek at what's happening in this crypto market before we get into some of the news stories, let's just peek at exactly what's shaking like some bacon. Trending coins, Ethereum, SOF, never heard of it. Never heard of it. You've got Pepe, a top mover today. Hype as well. And Whiff, dog with hat, getting a little bit of a meme coin revival today. Look at this. Dog with hat, SPX 6,900, leading the charts. Dog with hat up a whopping 20%. Who was buying the dip on that top meme coin on Solana? Back to $1 billion market cap. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. We don't mind it. We don't mind it one bit. In fact, we like it quite a bit. Shout out to the chat, by the way, Scott and Papa and Crypto Keeper. It's Wade and Kevin Hawthorne. Thank you. I saw your email to the Crypto Report, and I appreciate the fact that you enjoyed the content. Thank you for the message. Much appreciated. Very kind of you to share your love with us yesterday. Grateful for that. Grateful for all you guys. Shout out to It's Wade. You got Chain Hand in the chat. You got a lot of folks in the chat today. Everybody's hyped up, okay? And I am too. I'm hyped, guys. Why are the markets pumping today? Well, there's a few key reasons for that. But yes, AI play is popping off today. You got WorldCoin going up a little bit. Pepe getting a very nice move to the upside, guys. And this is something that we talked about. If this is news to you guys that Pepe was due for a pump, well, I'm sorry if you haven't been listening to the content, guys. If you've been paying attention, here's what we've been talking about. Looking at a level of support for Bitcoin, possibly off this 104, 103 level. Well, we did. We dipped down a little below my 104 target. I entered a long position on Bitcoin yesterday. Made a nice, I think $500 on the trade. I set a stop loss after the video ended yesterday, or maybe I said it during the video. I can't remember, but ended up profiting on that trade. We did dip down. I could have kept the trade open, but it was a 100x position that I profited a nice $500 or $700 on. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was very nice. And you know what I was able to do with that is prepare myself to either buy more Bitcoin, buy my favorite altcoin, or get ready to open up another trade when I feel so inclined to do so. Another trade that I talked to you guys about was my Shiba Inu trade, which I wanted to give you guys an update on. So let me pull that up for you as well. I was telling you guys, I was telling you guys that Pepe, I was talking about that potentially pumping. I was also talking about Sheeb. So let's share the Sheeb trade with you guys right now. Okay, let's share that Sheeb trade. So this is the Sheeb trade that I'm currently in. If you take a peek, boom. We are right now $537 in the profit. I did set a stop loss. I just recorded a Shiba Inu video and set the stop loss just right at the bottom of this candle. Now, if this gets stopped out, I don't care because I'm profiting $415. But I know 100% certainty at this point, as long as I do not move this stop loss for me personally on this trade, I know that I'm going to profit because I am in the profit. I have my stop loss set. So long as I stick to my guns here and just hold this position and continue with the stop loss without moving it or getting rid of it, I have become a winner on this trade and that Bitcoin trade last night. If you guys want to trade as well, you can sign up for Blowfin using our link in the comments, in the description down below. So check that out if you want to do some trading for yourselves. Let me go ahead and share the screen again. I don't know why it goes away like that sometimes, but so I've been doing a lot of trading. I'm sure you guys have been paying attention to that and seeing some of these victorious trades, which have been very, very, very nice. It's so full of spice. We like. But why did I get into this SHIB trade? Well, I was sharing with you guys on the channel. Look, you're seeing a little bit of a level of support. I like to what? Long support, short resistance. Very simple. I think it's easy to do. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. As a reminder, I don't give financial advice. It's just not what we do on this channel. We bring news. I'm trading. I'm sharing with you guys my trades to just let you know that it is possible. Okay, it is possible if you have a strategy, if you are disciplined and you just genuinely long support, short resistance, you have a much better chance at becoming a successful trader than people that just open up a trade willy-nilly. You don't want to be willy-nilly. You want to be strategy badagy. Is that a word? I just made it up. So Pepe, also kind of rounding out, we were looking at this, and if you zoom out a little bit more, you'll kind of see, oh, no, not that far. I want to go to the daily candles here. You'll kind of see this is very clearly scooping back up. Now, this could be a potential level of resistance. So for Pepe, maybe an opportunity for a little bit of a short. That is a little sketchy today, though, because of some of the bullish news we're seeing. But after a beautiful 4-hour candle from Bitcoin, maybe we are due for a little bit of a cool off. Could we pull back down to the 103 level, 104? It is possible. But let's get into some of the news because there is a chance that we do rally here, which is why, again, I am keeping the Shiba Inu trade open with a stop loss, which could get stopped out at some point during this video. And I'm fine. I am not going to budge on this potential $415 profit trade. Okay, I'm going to keep it right there as it is, using a little bit of higher leverage lately. But I'm about to, I'm going to keep dabbling. I do enjoy dabbling with the higher leverage. As long as I'm taking smart trades, you can be successful with them, right? But 5x, 10x, a lot more conservative, a little easier to protect yourself from potential liquidation, a little harder to get in the profit quickly, but, safe. Better safe than sorry, I think, especially if you're a noob, okay? A newbie. So we got a lot of coins rallying today. I'm not super surprised. We looked at the momentum. We got a couple coins down. Dexy getting a big move to the downside. What the heck happened with this coin? Oh, boy. What do we got going on here? Look at this one. Dipping down to the downside. Not too good. Not too good. What is going on with this? Is there any news on this? What is happening here? Sudden 50% token crash on Binance, Sparks market speculation. What do we got? I wonder what happened with this. I don't know. I could look this up a little bit later. So anyway, random coin down today. Oh, let's see here. Does this work? I've never used the CMC AI. Huh. They're just saying technicals. Yeah, I mean, it is an $800 million market cap. I don't know. It did pump pretty good recently, didn't it? Oh, man, look at that wild dip. That's horrible. Maybe that's just a whale selling out. Not too good. Not too good. What else is down on the day? Monero, Bittensor, not too much. Not too much is down. Just Dexy getting wrecked. And that's part of the reason, guys, where I've kind of consolidated some of the more major coins, and even a Shiba Inu or a Pepe is in that, right? Certainly Doge as well with an ETF coming, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Crow, Binance token even, there's a lot of great plays. Crow coin down a little bit today after getting a very nice pump on some very excellent news about the first Cronos ETF coming later this year. Again, shout out to that chat out there. Hope you guys are doing great. Tap that like button if you haven't done so already. Who do we got on YouTube right now? We got just a few folks watching on YouTube. Not a breaking crypto news title today. I'm experimenting, trying to talk about Blackrock a little bit because there is some news about Blackrock that you should be aware of. We'll get to that. We will get to that. Okay, so More things up today than down. The Trump meme coin down to $11. Still trending on DexScan. Very interesting. We'll see how that one. I'm curious to see how that one plays out through the entirety of this bull market. But couple news stories. Okay, so let's get into it. Crypto VC deals hit 2025 low despite $909 million raised in May. Now, I am not surprised by this because slowing investor appetite. There's been so much fear around these tariffs, guys, that I think you got a lot of people just pumping the brakes right now. People took some money off the table. People are sitting on the sidelines waiting for buying opportunities. I think the smart money has been buying these dips, but we're not really seeing a lot of venture capital go for the risk on plays. Why wouldn't they go for the risk on plays right now? Well, because we know the story about the Fed rate cut, guys. It's very important for risk on assets to rally. We need a Fed rate cut. 98% chance we're not getting it in June. At the July meeting for the Fed, there's a 76% chance we're not getting it. And now we've actually seen the odds of no rate cut in September jump up about 2 or 3% overnight. Kind of slowly inching towards not a rate cut in September. I still think we get one by September, just looking at these odds. And there is another story to be aware of when it comes to, why these markets are pumping today and why we could still be more optimistic about potential rate cuts. The Supreme Court, I put out a poll in the comments section, guys, for you, and I want to see what your thoughts are. But I put out a poll on YouTube for those of you guys watching over on YouTube. Does the Supreme Court actually make or break these tariffs? Are they going to block the tariffs? So this is a very interesting story. So looking at this a little bit, are the president's global tariffs of vast economic and political significance? The answer can make or break the administration's chance to keep the president's Liberation Day tariffs in force as legal challengers try to undo them using the Supreme Court, especially if it eventually reaches the Supreme Court. This is speculation at this point. These are rumors spiraling around, spinning around, causing a pump, by the way. Look at the traditional market, almost back to 6K, S&P 500, looking decent. But yeah, we do have a question. Last week, the U.S. Court of International Trade in New York City struck down many of the tariffs proposed without directly applying major questions to the doctrine. Now, we are going to see if we're going to actually get these to stay in place. Temporarily, they're going to stay in place while there are legal arguments continuing on. You got a lot of people battling the president. No surprise there. Historically, everybody's battling this president at every chance they get. That's the thing about politics, and unfortunately, politics getting crypto dirty as well, with just the headlines and all the headlines and speculation around this. But yeah, you're gonna have to see if we do actually see this get reversed. This major questions doctrine at question is wondering, I guess, are there matters of national security concern? We're gonna have to see exactly kind of what shakes out with this. But this is one of the big news stories happening today, and so we do have some stocks pumping up. And while some people are, again, continuing to go against the president on these tariffs, you do have the president himself saying, because of tariffs, our economy is booming. It's beautiful. It's booming. Black Sea commented, boom up or boom down, right? It's again, a political conversation. Of course, the president is going to support his tariffs, and of course, the opposition is going to oppose the tariffs, and they're going to take it to the Supreme Court. Now, traders are bullish on that today, I guess, because tariffs have been really weighing down the stock market and crypto. Certainly, every time we see a tariff pause or some news where there could be some resolve on tariffs, you see the markets go up, and that's exactly what's happening with the Supreme Court news today. So very timely for me to be in a long. I do wish a little bit that Bitcoin trade was still open, but no, we can't do that, guys. We gotta stick to our guns, make sure we're taking profit accordingly on these trades when we have the opportunity to do so, and we're gonna just continue to do that. But yeah, so we're gonna see what happens with this tariff news, but that is part of the reason we have some excitement. But some Bitcoin traders are predicting a larger correction. Why? Because you're looking at some of the liquidity and some of the possible liquidations are, below 100K. It could happen. Some bulls are struggling with upside momentum as you're looking at a potential for a $100,000 dip. Could we dip down to 100K again? Yes, it's absolutely, certainly possible. as we do have James Wynn with $100 million Bitcoin, 40x long. That's crazy, guys. 40x long with $100 million bucks. That's wild stuff. We've got a lot of news going on, and to both sides, right? But when you zoom out and you look at the big picture, okay, guys, we're seeing a lot of progress in this industry. Robinhood just completed a $200 million acquisition of a crypto exchange, Bitstamp. So Robinhood has acquired the world's longest running crypto exchange, Bitstamp, for $200 million, expanding its institutional crypto offerings to Europe, the UK, and Asia. And one thing that I do like about this is Robinhood was more of a traditional firm, right? They were more about stocks. Now they were kind of a big competitor to other platforms like Charles Schwab or Fidelity, because they kind of brought stocks to the people. But then they didn't just stop there, right? They started to adopt crypto. Eventually, they allowed crypto transactions, crypto transfers in and out of wallets on Robinhood. Now they're going out and they're actually acquiring Bitstamp, the exchange, for $200 million, continuing to push and move forward with crypto. Again, this industry is continuing to progress and continuing to spread across the world. Now, Robinhood going to Europe, the UK, and Asia. Very, very interesting. Bitstamp is now part of the Robinhood app. And so I don't know what that means. Are we going to see like more traditional crypto style order books? What is this going to be? Is this going to increase crypto adoption? I think the answer is yes, because there's a lot of just regular stock traders that are using Robinhood that are probably going to continue to learn more and more about crypto and bring more buyers. And so when you do see these exchange listings for Pepe or Bonk on Robinhood, you know, those are stories that a lot of people get excited about, leaving potential pumpability on those things, because this is a very interesting news. Again, we do see VC deals struggling a little bit right now, and I think that's only because of you do see a little bit of uncertainty with these tariffs, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Crocodilus malware. What are we talking about crocodiles for? Well, just be careful, guys, because there are more and more threats coming up for crypto holders, whether it's these kidnapping stories that you've seen, or I just talked about in a video I've coming out about Shiba Inu later today. You know, these links that are being sent. You just saw Coinbase had its data compromised of its users. People are now getting text messages and emails with people trying to drain their wallets of their SHIB, of their this, of their that. Now you got this crocodilus malware going on. You just really got to be careful. These are targeting crypto wallets and banking apps. So it's not just crypto. Banking apps are now not immune to this, and you really got to be careful. Actually, last night I had a fraudulent transaction happen on my bank, and I got a text message, and now I'm going to get a new credit card because I guess somebody got my credit card information somehow. I don't know how it happened, but you know, I'm protecting myself. I've got a new card coming, and so yeah, I'm gonna stay protected there. But yeah, this is an interesting story. Crocodilus goes global. First detected in March 2025. These were starting in Turkey, but it was in some of these other apps for gaming. I don't like saying that word. And bank apps to steal login credentials. And so you gotta be careful at all turns, and you know, set different passwords for different accounts and really protect yourself, because if they get a password from one thing and you get the same password on your other accounts, well, then you could really have a problem really fast. And so you really got to protect yourself, guys. But you know, I just want to make you guys keep you on your toes. In terms of liquidations, you know, we did have a long squeeze recently, and that drove us to the downside. And the move that we're having to the upside right now is not a short squeeze. It's just straight up Bitcoin buying. We're seeing so many people buying Bitcoin and crypto. Now, you do see headlines coming out like this from the Wall Street Journal reporting on this. Bitcoin goes all in on MAGA, shedding its anti-government slant. And I don't really think that that's totally the truth. Why? Why do I say that? Well, because I know that there are some crypto holders that don't really like the president. And it's not, you can't just paint a broad brush across everybody here. I think the Wall Street Journal is doing a bad job of reporting on this. However, I do think it is fair to say that more people that support crypto would tend to maybe support the president that is pro-crypto, certainly. But are we really shedding our anti-government slant? No. I think politics is gross. I think that it's dirty. But what we are positive on is the idea that now, instead of a Gary Gensler who's going to box out the crypto industry from getting ETFs approved and from making crypto go mainstream and from allowing countries and states and businesses to adopt crypto and put it on their balance sheets and embrace it without fear that the government is going to lash out at them. We are having a pro-crypto movement in the government, which is good for adoption on crypto. And if you're a real crypto holder, you've always understood that if you want crypto to go to $1 million, you want Bitcoin to go to $1 million, and you want your coins to continue to serve, you're going to need to see institutional demand, and the institutional demand can't come without regulatory compliance. And so you need government to get regulatory compliance so that these things can continue to be a free market without worrying from backlash from the SEC, like Coinbase struggled with, like Robinhood struggled, like what Kraken struggled with, like crypto.com struggled with. Everybody struggled with. The Binance CEO went to prison over crypto, though maybe he was doing some not so good things with laundering and all these different things. But we are definitely not shedding the anti-government slant. What we are still focused on, in my opinion, and that's why I have this pulled up for you, is this. Elon Musk posts, scary. What is this? The not Jerome Powell account on X. This is not Apple. This is not Tesla or even Nvidia. No, this is not a booming chart that you're excited for. This is the U.S. national debt, currently at $36.21 trillion with no end in sight. Looking at Kraken Exchange posting on this, opt out of the fiat trap, choose Bitcoin. Okay, so no, the language in the crypto space is not really going pro-government or whatever. And I think you should support your government to a certain point, but I don't think you trust your government implicitly, right? Clearly, trust has got us too much trust, too much faith in the U.S. government in terms of its dollar has gotten us the $36 trillion debt because of the Fed, because of the money printer, because of the inadequacies in terms of how they're actually spending the money and using it. Instead, opt out, choose Bitcoin. Kraken Exchange with a great post here on this repost from Elon regarding the national threat. The narrative that Bitcoin is the escape route has not shifted, okay? It is the escape. It's your escape hatch from the traditional system, and I think it's good to have another option. For example, you can look at the president's son coming out and saying his family is all in on Bitcoin and crypto because they were debanked. Now, this goes hand in hand with that Wall Street Journal article because, they're going all in on Bitcoin and ditching the anti-government thing. Look how they spin the words. It's very interesting. But there's no doubt that the president's family is going very pro-crypto. Why? Because they were actually, and some people really might not like me saying this, but they were the victims of debanking, right? Their businesses were getting affected because of politics. Now, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, it's very interesting to see, we saw the trucker protest in Canada. There was debanking there. You saw, political candidates getting debanked during this election. That's just not healthy, I don't think, for anybody. You as an individual, you certainly wouldn't want to get debanked for your opinions or your beliefs, whether they're right or wrong. They're yours. You have the right to them. And you have the right to not get debanked as well, in my opinion, no matter what your beliefs are. But hopefully the law catches up with you if you're not, doing things the right way. But Bitcoin and crypto are not only the escape from this national debt, this mounting $36 trillion in national debt, but it's also your safety blanket from getting debanked. And, I think more and more people are starting to really understand that and not just understand it, but believe it. Now, here's my story about Blackrock that I promised you guys at the beginning of this video. Blackrock insiders are buying this crypto, reporting a BlackRock buying 19,000 Ethereum worth $48.4 million. I also saw a story today about a insider at BlackRock personally buying Ethereum as well. You shouldn't be too surprised by this, guys, but it is a reminder that Ethereum is still very much alive. The price action has not been as good as Solana or as Fartcoin or Dog with Hat. Fine, but insiders, institutions like BlackRock are still accumulating Ethereum. Why? There are ETFs. Of course they did. ETFs, they're a thing. They're very real, and they are here, and they will grow, and the whales are buying. It's a secret that's not so secret but I saw some stories on it today, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I've been posting a little bit more on X lately. You also saw some things like this. Publicly traded company K33 buys 10 Bitcoin for its 10 million. 10 Bitcoin for SEK 10 million. What is this? They buy 10 Bitcoin. Why is it 10 million? They bought 10 Bitcoin. Another company's buying Bitcoin. You have the Norwegian Block Exchange. This is a stock. Okay. They just bought some Bitcoin for the treasury, and the stock is up 80% today after making history as Norway's first publicly listed company to hold Bitcoin. The Michael Saylor strategy, still contagiously exciting. People are very excited about it, as am I. Fed rate cut, very important. Odds are going the wrong way for a rate cut in September, but we still do have a little over a 60-something% chance that we're going to get a rate cut by September. So you can be pretty excited about that. Okay. Didn't know that my face was hidden there. Oops. That's okay. What else have we got cooking right now? Well, I'm still in the Shiba Inu trade. However, I'm going to get stopped out, but I don't care because it's in the profit, people. We've got a trade in the profit. It's a beautiful thing. Let's see how it plays out. I am not going to move it. I'm going to show you the discipline. Okay. I'm going to show you the discipline. I think we're going to get stopped out here. There's a chance that I bounce off this. We bounce off the support here. We're going to see, but it's all good. I'm happy. We got a nice profitable Bitcoin trade yesterday. We got another Shiba Inu trade that's in the profit, guys. And I do try to show you guys my losing trades as well. Granted, there are some losing trades that I have not showed you because, I don't know. They happen when I'm not doing a video, but you guys have seen actually a lot of my losing trades as well. But genuinely, I'm finding a lot more wins, especially lately with trading. And it's been very cool. It's really helped my portfolio to continue to build it. If you guys want to trade, no, you will have some wins. You will have some losses. You have to be disciplined. Okay. And if you're inexperienced, maybe you use a little bit lower leverage. Okay. But if you want to trade, you want to sign up, you could use our link in the description down below if you want to check that out. What else is cooking? Good looking. Oh man, I don't know what else is going on. Let's do a little Q&A in the chat. Last night, I cooked a delicious meal. I made some white rice. Okay. What I did is I took a New York strip steak. I cooked it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, not a huge amount of salt and pepper this time. I usually load it up with salt and pepper. I seared it on a cast iron skillet. Okay. It was beautiful. It made my kitchen all stanky. It was great. In the best way. Got that white rice. I sauteed some onions. Okay. Why? What, this is a cooking video? Yeah, it's a cooking video now. I sauteed some onions. I made a soy sauce. I made it had soy sauce. What did it have? Brown sugar, sesame oil, white wine vinaigrette, white rice wine vinegar. I forget what it's called. What else I put in there? Garlic. And I put that in the sauteed onions, cooked those onions so the onions were delicious. I strained the sauce from the onions. Okay. And so now I got caramelized onions with the delicious, Asian sauce, delicious Asian sauce. And now I separate the sauce. But then what I did is I laid down the white rice. I put on the delicious onions. I put on thinly sliced steak. Beautiful circle on top of the onions and the white rice. And I drizzled the sauce on top of it. And man, it was so good. It was so good, guys. It was so good. What else is going on? So I got some white rice. I'm going to make some eggs and white rice a little bit later. A little bit of eggs, maybe throw some soy sauce in there, a little bit of that. I do like Asian cooking, guys. I do a lot. What else is happening? How's it going, John 316? The one says he's been here since 2012. I know the markets. October, look at the shorts. Everyone's shorting the market to 40 quid Bitcoin. What? The one, not very bullish on XRP. I'm bullish on XRP. Scott says, no bear markets this year, only a super cycle. Wow, that would be nice. I don't know. I'm not on that page yet, but it could happen. It could happen. Let's go to the chat and look at the poll. Will tariffs be blocked by the Supreme Court? It's a 50-50 shot. Wow, that's crazy. You guys are saying 50-50. That's incredible. What about this? Let's do another poll. Can XRP reach $10? Let's ask. I want to see. I want to see what you guys have to say. Hey. Nobody said anything about my delicious recipe. I thought we were a food channel too, guys. Chicken piccata, Italian sausage, and a steak rice bowl with a little sauce drizzle. Kip, hey, you don't think spot ETF are gonna do anything for XRP? Well, maybe. I mean, they didn't do much for Ethereum yet. Oh, Cetus is going to restore their liquidity pools. That's good. That's good. That's good for SWE. We'd like to hear that. Good to hear that, Wes. Scott says, there's a whole new market, pro-crypto government. We'll see things we've never seen before. Could be. The one is kind of on the same page as me, saying cycle ends late fall, and then, 1.2 year bear market. That's what I kind of believe as well, except I don't agree with you on XRP. I think XRP is still going to shoot up. And I say that I believe that, but I am open to an extended cycle because of what we're looking at. This time is actually different. It's almost never different when you say this time is different, but there is more of a reason than ever before, okay, that it's different. Plus, we've really been suppressed. Papa says, can you have me over for dinner? Maybe we should do like a giveaway. I don't know if I'd have anybody over, but maybe we could meet out for dinner. Maybe we should do like a giveaway, have dinner with Crypto Kip and Black Sea or something. That'd be kind of fun. We were thinking about doing some like selling like one-on-ones with me and Black Sea. Is that something that's interesting to you guys? Like, we'll look at your portfolio with a non-financial advice kind of thing. I'm not a financial advisor, but we could talk one-on-one, sell like a 15-minute, 30-minute, an hour-long package or something. Is that interesting for you guys? I'm curious. Scott says, no bear market this year. It's going to be more pure pump. I like pure pump. I would like a pure pump. It's going to be the first super cycle. Mark my words. I'll mark your words, Scott. I'll mark your words. Scott Aving says this time will be different. I strongly believe. We got two Scotts. Very bullish. It's Scott squared. Very, very bullish right now. We got 10 XRP reach $10, 50-50. 50-50 are the votes on can XRP reach $10. Again, if you guys want to trade, you can sign up for Bluefin. I got a link in the description in the chat down below. Got a lot more folks trading. I think everybody's making money right now. I hope you guys are making money right now. I've been pretty darn successful with my trades. I've had a couple losses, but mostly wins, and that's what you need. You need to win more than you lose, guys. That's the name of the game. A one-on-one video call. Well, that's what I was talking about. Maybe we, kind of sell these packages of like one-on-one video calls, or maybe like for members, like the first one's free, and then like do something like that. Because it's a lot of time. I got a family. I got a job. I got two jobs. I got a crypto report, and I got a job. I sell insurance, and got to keep cooking. But if I could, be like, hey, honey, this is part of work. We could do a little call, something like that. Maybe I was thinking. It's the two Scots versus the one. Two Scots versus the one. That's pretty good. I like that. WCB JJ77, the news says, I'm starting to feel more confident overall for this bull market. I'm 90% BTC and the rest of them all come. Smart man, Wes. Kudos to you. I don't mind that at all. I mean, I like that. I like a Bitcoin strategy, Bitcoin heavy strategies, safe and plenty. Okay. But altcoins are hot, too. So if you're trading altcoins, guys, I love it too. I like to trade altcoins a lot, but definitely a Bitcoin focus is becoming real. I think we're due for an altcoin season, but I don't think anybody's ever going to regret holding Bitcoin. Let me tell you that right now. I can tell you that, in my opinion, Not financial advice. I don't think anybody's ever really going to regret holding some Bitcoin. It's my thought. The one says, you know how many times I've heard this every 4 years, and then everyone cries that they're all down 90%. It's exactly right. It does happen. It does happen, brother. It really does happen. And so you guys got to be careful. You got to become a winner in this space and take profit when you have the chance. Total market cap, had this level drawn. We're kind of touching down to it. I think we could get this weekly candle maybe. I would be surprised if it came back down to 100K again still, guys. I'm very bullish, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to 100K again. Okay. Yeah, I hear you, Scott. It says the one, I respect your knowledge, but I'm hoping you're wrong. Of course you are. You want your coins to go up forever. We all do. We all want our coins to go up forever, Scott. Oh, we see. Okay, so the one says 130 or 150. Okay, I don't know. I think we could go higher than that for Bitcoin. We'll see. I would say that when we do hit max greed, we're going to be a month or two away from the top, right? A couple weeks, maybe a month or two from the top. So that is going to be something to look at. When you do see max greed happening, it's best to shuffle some profits probably then. Again, not financial advice, but I will be shuffling some profits once we kind of get back up to max greed again. That's just the way you do. Club Crow, big XRP fan from Club Crow. Okay. Still holding that Crow though, Club Crow? 61% of you guys do believe in that $10 XRP. I do as well. Kip, we could, man. We could. I always say get out before the top's in. Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree. That's a great strategy. Get out before the top. Everybody wants to sell the top. The smartest people are selling on the way to the top. You're totally right, the one. Warjohn says, what's your opinion, and do you have any ZBAC? I don't have ZBAC, and I don't really have a strong opinion on it. It's just a coin that, maybe, but could I be missing the next big thing? Maybe. I just, there's so many big things right now. There's so many great ways to make a buck in this crypto space. Even trading, right? Trading some of the big ones. Maybe you feel boring holding some of the big cap plays. So you could trade as to supplement your desire for more gains, okay? But or shuffle like a little percentage into some of these other alts. Maybe ZBAC's one of that. I don't know. I'm not buying ZBAC, but I don't know everything. I'm a regular guy, guys. I've just been in crypto since 2016. Had a lot of success in this space. I had a lot of failures too, but found success as I've learned the hard lessons, and that's just how the space goes. I'm sure the one has done the same thing. He's learned his lessons the hard way, and he's gotten better. This guy sounds he's been here since 2012. Sure is doing just fine these days. Crypto Keeper says, I will be out before the top. I hope so. And like it too. A lot of ZBCN fans. Where is the ZB? Who are you hearing about ZBCN from? Who's talking about it, Scott? Scott and Warjean. Who else in the crypto space is getting? What are the biggest channels talking about ZBCN right now? There's got to be somebody out there talking about it, because it's not happening from some small channel or small influencer. I would assume somebody out there with some kind of big name is talking about ZBCN, and it's surprising to me. Came out of nowhere. Zach Reactor, never heard of it. Martin Lucas, never heard of him. These guys big? How many subs they got? I'll check them out. I'll entertain it. I'll see what they're saying. I don't watch a lot of crypto content these days. I just do my own research these days. I used to watch BitBoy Crypto back even in 2021. I was listening to BitBoy Crypto and Altcoin Daily and George. I liked George. George was always my favorite big influencer, just because he was bullish on Bitcoin over time. All right, guys. Well, I had a nice 50-minute stream. I could check out that guy, Scott. Thanks for the heads up. We'll check it out. I'm curious. Curious cat. Okay. Curiosity killed the cat, though, so you got to be careful, guys. All right. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the Crypto Report. I'm Crypto Kip. If you want more streams like this, well, we're keeping coming every weekday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until next time, peace, guys. See you next time.